I wanted to break my fast with a warm boiled egg. And I don't know why it had to be warm necessarily. I don't really feel like that's normal. Maybe people, let me know. Leave a comment if you like warm boiled eggs.
You're supposed to put your boiled eggs into a bucket of ice as soon as they come off.
Right. They're supposed to be cold, I think. But I wanted that, like, freshly cooked feeling. There was just something about it. Don't gag.
I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Welcome to the Delight in the Journey podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Kaylee. And today we are going to be talking all about my health transformation journey, the transformation that I was not expecting and that I didn't even realize I needed.
It's exciting.
Yes.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. In case you're new here,
Welcome.
Yes, welcome first of all.
Welcome.
We are living in Nigeria. We've been here for 5 months, and we are here because we are adopting our new baby. During this adoption process, God has really been working on us, teaching us more about what radical faith looks like.
When do you feel like God was calling you to do a long fast?
I've always wanted to do a 21-day fast, but I've only ever done an 11-day fast for various reasons. The timing just never was quite right. And we just really needed breakthrough in this adoption. And I really started to feel the tug. I felt God saying, it's time. What was your reaction? Do you remember what your reaction was when I brought this to you and I said, hey, I think it's time to do this long fast?
Initially, shock, but I knew that you could make it through like the hardest part of the fasting. 4 days is supposed to be really hard. 7 days is supposed to be really hard of fasting consistently. And so I knew that you had made it through that in the past with your 11-day fast, so I wasn't super worried, but it was a little shocking that you would choose now while we're living in Nigeria to go on to a 21-day fast. Mm-hmm. But I was excited that you were, passionate about doing this thing for your health. Seeing you acting on it was encouraging. Can you take a minute to explain how the fast wasn't just for you and your health, how it was more for our whole family?
It wasn't just like I was doing this thing. It was like we agreed to do it together for the spiritual breakthrough. I have enough body fat to be able to survive and get through a long fast like that. And so
you're saying I couldn't have done that?
What do you think? I mean, I think your body
probably not as well.
I think your body probably would have gone into starvation mode because you don't have very much excess fat. And so it was kind of like something that I could do, but it was also, so it was like, yes, I was the one doing the fasting, but you were sacrificing in other ways. So it was both of us participating in this act of obedience for God.
Getting to your fast itself, what was that first week like?
Okay.
You were just doing water.
Yes.
You weren't having any food.
No.
No nutrients, no sustenance, water only for 7 days.
Yes. The first 7 days was just water. And it was a lot. I mean, I could tell, even like the third day, I was like surprised kind of how my body was feeling, because I thought I would feel a little bit better and a little bit stronger. And so I was kind of wondering what was going on, because it felt harder than when I did the 11-day fast. And so that was a little bit of like what's different this time around? I realized that is because I was nursing Valor. And I did do a lot of research on breastfeeding and fasting, but I could just tell that if I stuck with just water, that I was not going to be able, it would not be sustainable for the whole 21 days.
Is there anything that you've learned during your research, myths that you've discovered about breastfeeding while fasting, or anything like that you learned about?
Yeah, I mean, so most people, I think the normal thing that people think is that you can't fast while breastfeeding because you will release toxins to your baby through the breast milk, but that only happens with certain things.
What kind of toxins are we talking about here?
So we're talking about, like, if you're doing hard drugs, for example, that is something that can definitely travel through to the baby. And
what about like soft drugs, like ibuprofen or Tylenol?
Okay, so those would
or
be
Advil?
you would call those soft drugs?
No.
Okay,
like
so
pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceuticals, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, apparently Tylenol is something that is really not good to have while you're breastfeeding.
Oh, okay. So that's why in all those commercials they say, please consult with your doctor if you're breastfeeding or pregnant before you take this.
Yeah, all those Tylenol commercials that we watch.
Not Tylenol, just like anything.
Oh, yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. And it's different because your body processes it differently. So those are things that you are like injecting and taking orally into your body versus fasting. It's a completely different process. So yes, in a long fast there is detoxing, and I did experience that. Remember, I had like a whole body rash, but the way that a woman's body processes that is those things it's not going through the breast milk, and they've done studies on this. There may be very, very trace amounts, but not enough to even affect the nutrients in the milk. So they did a study on women during the Muslim holiday Ramadan.
Yeah.
And those women are fasting for about 13 to 24 hours every day for a month. They're fasting.
So they're like intermittent fasting.
Yeah,
for 30 days.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit longer than intermittent fasting if they do 24 hours.
Okay.
So they did a whole study, and they tested the women, and they saw that the women who weren't fasting and the women who were fasting, their breast milk composition was the same. And then they did another study on women who do the biblical feast Yom Kippur, which is Day of Atonement, which is a whole 24 hours of fasting.
And sunset to sunset.
Yes.
Okay.
And they also saw that there was no difference. Now, we don't have any official studies for like someone doing a 21-day fast, but I just chose to keep an eye on my toddler and on my body, and he was always completely, totally 100% fine.
Yeah.
It never affected him negatively at all. I was even able to keep my milk supply up for the whole 21 days.
It's amazing.
It really is.
It's amazing.
Our bodies are
can do.
amazing.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You came out of that first week.
Yeah.
What did you do when you realized that water is not enough?
Yeah, I just told you. I said, hey, I feel like something's just not quite right. I think I need to supplement in something, which I was disappointed about because I wanted to do water, but
You're all about being hardcore and extreme.
But I just saw that wasn't realistic because I was like, it's just not realistic. We talked about adding in broth, and
that's right.
We couldn't. I don't like the broth that you can buy at the store. It just had a bunch of kind of gunk in it.
Stuff.
And so we were like, okay, well, what can we use to make our own? And so we had.
Usually you'd use bones to boil the bones.
And you did try and
I tried to get some,
those.
but I couldn't find any.
We had
I just had these beef strip things.
Yeah, beef kind of like stir fry is what we had, and you boiled it, and then it was actually really, really good. Yeah. And then a couple days later, you bought a bunch of vegetables, and we made a vegetable broth. And we've never even really made a broth before, surprisingly. No. It's kind of
12 years, no broth.
Yeah, never. I mean, I can't remember making. Anyways,
in America, you just get the really nice organic broth in a carton.
Right, why would you go to all the effort? Well, now we know why, because it literally tasted incredible. And we were like, wow, this is what broth is supposed to taste like.
So
Anyways.
Speaking of how incredible it was, would you say that sustained you for the entire 21 days?
Unfortunately, going into the third week, the broth started to repel me.
Is that the right word? It was repulsive to you. It was repulsive to you.
And it repelled me. You
found it repulsive.
It repelled me. So either my taste buds changed, the microbiome in my gut changed, something crazy happened because it was weird.
She couldn't even go into the kitchen when the broth was in the fridge.
I told you to dump out the leftovers. I said I can't go into the kitchen. I feel like I'm going to gag.
And I feel like it took me a day or two to do it. Too.
You didn't want to throw it out? No.
I was like, I worked hard on that.
Were you worried when I became repulsed by the broth?
A little bit, because I watched you for 7 days, gradually getting more and more okay, I need something. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Okay, this is much better.
Yeah,
Like, okay,
we
now
can do this.
she's got something and she can do it. Now
Yeah.
she doesn't want the thing anymore. What do we do now? And it's not like we can go and just get some supplemental electrolyte fusion.
Yeah, you got to
Coconut
understand.
water.
Yeah, it's hard to find that kind of stuff where we're at.
Yeah.
You can go watch this whole testimony video on our channel, and you can see the actual videos that we took. There's a few kind of vlog type videos of me like drinking the broth for the first time and my reaction, and like, so there's actual clips, so you can go watch that video if you want to see visually what we're talking about.
Go watch the video.
Yeah.
So, okay, we talked about the first week. We talked about the second week. All right, and you just mentioned going into the third week. You were like, bleh.
Yeah.
So, what was the third week like?
You said you have to have something else. You can't just ditch the broth and
go back to water,
Right,
which we already saw didn't work.
Right. And so the only thing we had, like you said, we couldn't find coconut water, which would have been really good, but we had coconut milk, like canned coconut milk. And that had a pretty high amount of fat in it, and it seemed like the best option.
It was something.
The only option. But I didn't even drink it straight. I would put a couple tablespoons in water, and then I would do like a little sprinkle of
Salt.
Cinnamon, I think.
Didn't you do salt?
Not in it, but I was doing salt. What?
I was on the salt.
I was on the salt. Yeah. And I got to the point where I like hated salt, and it was just, everything was just, it was a real, it was hard. So I had the coconut milk.
Yeah. I remember you were telling someone about the salt, and you were like, yeah, I take a pinch of the salt and I put it into my hand, and then I lick it off my hand. And I gave you the hardest time because why don't you just take the pinch of salt and put it in your mouth? Why do you have to take the pinch of salt, put it on your hand, and lick it off your hand?
I don't know. I don't know why I was doing that.
Something about it.
I don't know why I didn't put it directly in my mouth.
Psychological.
Because I didn't want the whole pinch directly in my mouth. It was too much. I wanted to like put it in my hand and then like lick a little dab.
Like a meal.
Sure.
For you, what would you say was the hardest part?
I would say the hardest part was definitely feeling the hunger pains, because my digestion didn't really shut off. And so after like, oh my goodness. Yikes, we got a possessed washing machine back there.
No, it's just not balanced.
So after 4 days typically of a fast, your digestion will kind of turn off and you don't really feel hunger pains anymore. But since I started having broth in the second week, they picked back up. So, and even though I was only having like a cup of broth in the morning, a cup of broth at night, and then, moving on to the coconut milk twice a day, it was still activating my digestion just enough to feel that hunger. And it was
interesting.
It would come in waves. It wasn't constant. It would come in waves multiple times throughout the day, and it was like excruciating pain. Sometimes it felt as bad as like labor contractions.
Wow.
And I remember having to like hold your hand and breathe through it. Like, this is like being in labor. So I think that was the hardest part. And then also just having to not really feeling super, like I didn't have a lot of strength, so I wasn't able to do a lot of my, most things. I wasn't able to do most things. And so kind of also feeling like this guilt, or mom guilt, I guess they would say, of not being able to help with the normal things and having to just let you take care of everything, which made me feel bad because I felt like you were doing so much. So on that note of you taking care of everything, what did that look like for you? Because you were essentially single-handedly running the household.
All the meals, all the potty tunities, all the diaper changing.
Wait, what do you mean potty tunity?
Okay, so it's when we take our toddler to the toilet and give them an opportunity to pee or poop, and they do now, but they didn't always, so it was just an opportunity so that they wouldn't have an accident.
That's what we call it.
Yeah, so potty tunity.
Yeah.
And when there was...
And you have to do that like every hour.
Yeah. Change diaper, if diaper needs changed for Ollie.
Snacks.
Which that doesn't... Ollie's potty trained, which is great. Yeah, snacks, meals, work.
Watching you like step into that role, like you were kind of mom and dad for those 21 days. I mean, I was I was around, I just wasn't as involved. And I was kind of a little bit more lethargic and stuff. And so
everyone survived somehow.
Because of you. Because of you. You were amazing. I don't know any other husbands that would be able to like do that for 21 days, honestly.
Well, I mean, I don't know many husbands that would have had the time to be able to do that, honestly.
I guess, yeah, true. And maybe that's why God just had us do that here, because we don't have much else going on.
To do it.
Yeah. But I just am so amazed that you did that. And it gave me the peace. And you just kept encouraging me, even when I felt bad. Like, should I stop? Like, you were like, no. Like, we agreed to do this, and you keep going. Like, this is for our family. And so that kept me going, because you kept encouraging me.
What can I say? Did you have this internal struggle of, is my body okay? Or were you confident the whole time that you were fine and that you would make it all the way through with no issue? Even though your flesh was like, I want food.
Yeah, I mean, I was uncomfortable, but I could tell that my body was fine. I never had any doubts, except a little bit the first week where I was like, this isn't quite right. I need to start supplementing, something in. Yeah, the whole time I was just very in tune with my body, and I really just have a lot of faith in how God created my body. And I think going through 6 days of labor and giving birth outside really...
That's good prep work.
Gave me the confidence.
Yeah.
Like, okay, my body's really incredible.
Yeah, it's true.
So after that, I kind of feel like my body can like do anything. And now after
you do
the
have
21,
an incredible body.
Now after the 21 days, I really feel like, okay, I can. It was, it was empowering to say the least. Or to say the least, or it was empowering for lack of better words, I guess I should say.
Okay, so coming out of the fast, whoa.
Do you want to go watch with the girls?
Yeah.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya. And he's off.
Okay.
When you broke your fast, you had a very specific method in mind.
Yes.
What was it?
I wanted to break my fast with a warm boiled egg. And I don't know why it had to be warm necessarily. I don't really feel like that's normal. Maybe people, let me know. Leave a comment if you like warm boiled eggs.
You're supposed to put your boiled eggs into a bucket of ice as soon as they come off.
Right. They're supposed to be cold, I think. But I wanted that like freshly cooked feeling. There was just something about it. Don't gag.
I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand up. And I already knew this information. Plus,
eggs are a really good thing to break a fast with. And
why is that?
Well, actually, technically, after 21 days, you're supposed to break your fast with broth. But
we threw that away.
That was not going to happen. So I was like, broth was out of the question.
I think I even jokingly offered to make you some more broth.
Oh my gosh. And I was like, nope, I'm going straight for the egg. And that's what I had peace about. And
So let's talk about that. You keep saying your body was healing, your body's amazing, your body was healing. What was happening in your body while you were fasting that, we know that there's spiritual benefits, but what were the health benefits that your body was experiencing on a scientific, biological level?
So
that is proved by the medical community.
Who cares about that?
I'm just people here and people there.
So God created our bodies so that when we take a break from eating, our bodies will actually go into autophagy, which it's like a deep clean. Autophagy starts at around 24 hours and it peaks at 36 hours. And so then when you do a really long fast, you're getting autophagy that whole time. And it's when you're basically not eating. And so your body is able to literally even start, in my case, my body was...
start eating the reserves.
Well, that's like eating fat reserves. That's like being in ketosis. That's one thing, like fat burning. But autophagy is literally on a cellular level. So if you have precancerous cells, your body will start eating those. So your body literally starts getting rid of all of those bad cells, or if anything has disease, or if there's anything bad that's in your body, essentially, your body will start attacking it.
Wow.
Which is absolutely incredible.
Sounds like intelligent design.
It really is. Yeah. And so then when you fast for a really long time, your body will actually start even creating stem cells, new stem cells.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
I can't remember exactly how long it takes for that, but I definitely experienced that in the 21-day fast of literally stem cells being regenerated.
Wow. So when you broke the fast, it was a very specific day that you broke the fast.
Yes.
What day was it?
It was my 35th birthday. So that felt like confirmation that I was supposed to do it even, because I'm like, whoa, this is going to be really cool. I'm starting my 35th year as a pretty much like...
Reset.
Yeah.
What was it like chewing for the first time?
Okay.
After 21 days.
Okay, you guys should really go watch, because you can watch the video of me eating the boiled egg. And it was honestly, I was in shock. I was literally in shock. I was scared to take the first bite because it felt so foreign.
She sat here for like 4 minutes staring at her peeled boiled egg while the children were huddled around her saying, Can I have a bite? Can I have a bite? And she's just trying to relish this moment. And she's moving her jaw around, trying to remember what it's like to chew.
Yeah, and so I took that first bite, and it was like...
Just egg white.
Yeah, there was no yolk in that bite. I took that bite of warm egg white. And no, it was so good. It was like, it's hard to even describe. Maybe it'll be like what it's like to taste heaven's food for the first time, a little bit.
I don't think anything can compare to that.
Well, it's the closest thing that I have to a warm boiled egg after not eating for 21 days is almost like it was heavenly. It was like what I could compare to being heavenly.
Okay.
That's the best way I know how to I don't know how else
to.
to describe it. It was like absolutely incredible. Okay, so what did you think? Like, my body went through a lot of changes, unexpected changes. What was kind of your...
There were a couple rapid ones that took me by surprise. Your face, like losing some extra... I didn't even know that it was there.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't even know that it was there until it was gone.
Right.
And, okay, but one thing I did notice, like really quick, that you didn't even notice was your legs. Yeah. Specifically, the front of your lower legs, like where the shin bone is.
Shins. That was actually really weird.
And even still, like, they're slender.
And my bone is like protruding.
To see the bone, because
my shin bone.
I spent a lot of time like massaging your feet and your legs when you were pregnant, so
you're very familiar.
I have a lot of familiarity with what it feels like, and to feel them now, that was even after just a week.
And you were like,
shocking.
I remember in the first week you told me like even my knees were smaller, and I'm like, what? That's So things like that.
And now your body composition is literally different.
Yeah, even
than
more,
it was.
Yeah, even more different than it was even at the end of the fast. So,
how did you safely reintroduce food?
So after the boiled egg, I just waited a couple hours, and then we had guacamole.
Was it 2 hours?
I think it was about 2 hours. I had some guacamole. A couple hours later, tried something else. I think I made like egg salad.
So the guacamole didn't repulse you?
Oh, no. Oh, that was so good. Only the broth. And even thinking about the broth back then would make me like feel like I had to gag. It's less so now. Actually, I don't know if I could ever eat broth again. I think I could eventually, but I'm going to need some healing time.
Okay.
Maybe some deliverance. Got some PTSD, broth PTSD. But my body did totally fine. I never had any like weird reactions. There was a brief period of time where after 4 days of breaking the fast, I started to do a little bit of intermittent fasting, and my body went into a bit of shock and imbalance because it thought that I was
returning to a long fast.
Yes, and so it went into a bit of a survival mode. I did start retaining water. It was holding on to a lot of water. My ankles got swollen. I got some tingling in my hands and feet, and I realized,
and I was like, stop it!
Yeah.
What was the plan that you came up with post 21-day fast, and how did you come up with it?
So like I said, during the 21-day fast, I spent so much time just researching fasting and the healing benefits and like what I wanted to do for my health journey moving forward. And I was like, I'm not going through this whole 21 days to just jump back into eating unhealthy carbs. Like, no, this is a change.
Quick interjection.
Yeah.
What are unhealthy carbs? I'm sure there's someone who heard you say that just now, and they're like, wait,
well,
unhealthy carbs?
Unhealthy carbs would be carbs that spike your blood sugar like white flour, for example. Let me give an example of healthy carbs would be like a sweet potato, oats, certain beans, fruit in moderation. I was just like, I'm going to be very like intentional with my plan. And so, yeah, I just came up with this whole plan of, I knew that I wanted to do ADF.
ADF, alternate day fasting.
That's right, alternate day fasting. It just means you fast every other day, and the fasts end up being about 36 hours. And so you get that autophagy, you get those healing fasting benefits every other day. And I knew that I wanted to continue that.
So you were able to go back to that even after that first week coming back of getting water retention, survival mode, tingling fingers.
Yeah, because remember we waited about 3 weeks before I started alternate day fasting. I just let my body heal for 3 weeks. I ate normally. I didn't do any fasting.
So essentially you fasted for 21 days, you rested for 21 days, and then you started doing alternate day fasting.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
And I should also say that I was doing low carb, and I still am doing low carb because I wanted to. I just felt like if I would have just, we don't have a lot of those healthy carb options here, and if I would have started eating like white rice, for example, I feel like I would have just started to like gain weight super quickly. And so to me, I just felt like low carb, focusing on protein, yeah, that's what I wanted to that's what I wanted to do. What did you think of my plan to continue this health journey by doing alternate day fasting?
I liked what I was seeing. Not just physically, but spiritually. You were spending a lot of time with the Lord. You were spending a lot of time listening to worship music and worshiping. And I liked what I was seeing in your countenance overall. There was obviously a healthy shift that was made. And not just physical health, but like mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. And so just kind of supporting you through that 21 days and then seeing you come out of it and not having this weird obsession or addiction with it, being able to rest from it, and then wanting to healthily come back to it, I knew that it would just continue being good for you, being healthy for you. So obviously continuing to support you in that, not forcing you to continue, not saying, like, it's not my choice. But I'm definitely supporting you in that. As long as you choose to continue doing it.
Right, and I feel like also that's something that should be said too, is it's not like I'm doing this forever. I'm doing it until...
It's a season.
It's a season to get my body where I want it to be, and not just my body, but my spirit and my mind also, as I'm on this healing journey, and then being able to transition into something different, like Trim Healthy Mama. I love the Trim Healthy Mama plan and their way of eating.
How much weight would you say that you lost in that first week of alternate day fasting?
So the first...
Because we bought a scale.
Yes. So we didn't have a scale for the 21 days, but we kind of figured out that I lost around 30 pounds, 25 to 30 pounds. Then we bought a scale because I really wanted to document it for alternate day fasting. I really wanted to know. And so that first week, I lost 9 pounds, which is like so crazy. And then...
That is crazy. I don't think anyone should really have that expectation.
I mean...
9 pounds a week!
Some would say it was water weight or whatever. And it is true that can happen the first week where you kind of lose like a crazy amount. After that, anything below that had the opportunity to kind of make me feel a little down. And I think you kind of noticed that.
So you're saying moving forward, the next week, and the next week, and the next week. Okay. You kind of saw that, like, when I was like, oh, I didn't lose 9 pounds again, you kind of saw how that affected me. Mm-hmm. And so you suggested maybe I don't rely on the scale so much. Right.
Because it's just a tool. Right. And I should be relying on how my clothes fit and my energy levels and how I'm feeling. And so I think that's really important for women to know too, because sometimes we can get really like into the scale, and it's like that's just a tool though.
Right.
And so.
And you don't want to become obsessed with numbers. You want to analyze how you're feeling.
Unless it like motivates you to reach your goal. If it's a positive thing. It really depends on who it is. For me,
obsession is rarely positive.
Well, for me, I just could tell that it was information I didn't really need. And so you had the numbers in your mind.
So once a week, you'll step on the scale.
Yes.
I will look at it, put it in a note.
Yes. You keep
and
track
there
of
will
it.
be nothing said about it.
You just spit on me. You tell me.
Sorry.
Good job. You're doing amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of
but
you.
But I don't tell you what the weight is.
Right. And I actually don't want to know what my weight is until I get to 150.
A certain goal.
150 is what I have on my driver's license, and I'm like, you can tell me.
I gotta get there.
You can tell me when it gets to 150. I'm gonna be really excited about that. And my ultimate goal, I don't have any ultimate number in mind. I just want to weigh less than James. I want to weigh less than my husband.
You got a ways to go.
I feel like
I'm a lightweight. I am
Wait,
a
no.
lightweight.
What do you mean I have a ways to go? What do you mean? What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying I weigh 100 and... They almost got me.
James is self-conscious about his weight. He doesn't want... But you're gaining
190.
muscle.
Well,
oh my gosh.
Yikes, that would mean you're... Okay. Let's just cut this off. What's our next talking point
Wait, hold
here?
on. Because, no, it's funny because you are gaining muscle and we're doing these little workouts now as a family. And, I mean, you do your own workout. But, like, you're working to gain weight. I'm working to lose weight. And we're going to meet in the middle. And eventually I'm going to weigh less than you. And I think that's a really good goal to have. It just makes me feel, like, feminine and, like, I just don't want to feel like I'm heavier than you. You know? Do you relate to that at all?
No.
No?
There are a few people that I'm heavier than.
Oh, you're going to be heavier than me, babe.
Speaking of...
You're going to be heavier than me.
Let's talk about what do you say to people who say that fasting is hard? Or it's too hard and they can't imagine doing it. I've said things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll perish.
I mean, it's definitely a mind thing. But you know what's harder than fasting is being overweight and being unhealthy and feeling miserable and huffing and puffing to get up the stairs and not being able to run around with the kids. That's what's hard. Compared to that, fasting is not hard. And it's really in your mind. If you're like that's why I like alternate day fasting, because I always know tomorrow I can eat. Tomorrow I'm going to eat.
Unless you're eating today. Tomorrow I can't eat.
Well, true. But like, and most of the fasting happens when you're sleeping, even with alternate day fasting. I mean, so I would say to someone like, what's harder?
During this fasting journey, what has God shown you specifically?
Well, I started to realize that this health journey is not just for me. And I really like to inspire others, and like my spiritual gift is exhortation. And so when I'm able to encourage and motivate others, that it's like super fulfilling for me. And God kind of started to show me this picture of how by me doing this, I'm going to inspire another person, another mom, to start making these choices for themselves and their family.
What was the first thing that made you think I could inspire other women?
A couple of my friends started reaching out. Like, I would send them like my before and after pictures or just photos, and they'd be like, wow, you look really different. You look amazing. Like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, hey, I'm doing alternate day fasting. And they didn't know, I would explain what it was. They were curious, but they didn't know how to get started.
How did their curiosity propel you into what you did next?
So I kind of just started taking notes, and I would like write up just different things, and I would like send them text messages or whatever, voice messages, and I'd be like, this is actually really helpful information. Maybe there's other people. Was there a bug that just flew at me? No.
I think that was a shadow of a bird.
Oh, wow. Okay. as I was doing that, that's kind of when God also gave me this revelation of, this is not just for you. This is not just for your close friends. It started as like this little thing, and it turned into something much more meaningful. And so essentially what I did is I created a gentle start guide to fasting. For moms specifically, it could be used by anyone, but it's really for moms. Like, I really just envisioned my friends who are kind of busy, have some overwhelm going on.
Multiple children.
They're not going to take the time to research fasting. They kind of just want someone to tell them a little bit what to do. Like, they see.
But they need it to come from a trusted.
Yes.
Like, they need to know that it's coming from someone who has done the research, who has put in the work to ensure that it's not just opinions. What's included in that?
Well, thank you for asking.
Right now, for only 9 easy payments of $99.99.
No. Oh my gosh. No, I do not want to come across as salesy at all. But I definitely felt called to create this guide for other busy moms. It's 14 pages. It includes just kind of the basic overviews of fasting. There's no fluff. It's just what you need. It tells you like what foods to break your fast with, what foods to eat on the eating days, how to stay hydrated on the fasting days. It includes testimonials from other fasting moms. And then it includes a daily schedule of how long to fast. So it's 3 weeks, okay? So the first week you do this. The second week...
First week, 21-day fast.
No. Okay, and this is not about working up to a 21-day fast. No. Good. Let's make that clear. This is not, I'm not recommending the 21-day fast to anybody. That needs to be a specific calling for sure. This is specifically for alternate day fasting, or maybe even you just want to do intermittent fasting, and then you would just follow the guide for intermittent fasting.
So it'd apply for both.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to know.
Wait. I have to tell you, like, what else is included.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah. So along with a daily checklist of what you can follow, I also made it gentle enough for breastfeeding moms. And I feel like breastfeeding moms sometimes get like not really included in some of the health circles. But I'm a breastfeeding mom. Most of my friends are breastfeeding moms. And so I just wanted...
I'm a breastfeeding mom.
Okay. You want to identify as a breastfeeding mom?
No. They never latch. There's too much hair.
Yeah, there's a lot of nipple hair. Yeah.
It's not nipple hair. It's just chest hair.
That's debatable.
Right, move on, please.
So it's gentle enough so that a breastfeeding mom can work her way up fasting, really whatever the time frame that she wants. She can work her way up longer and longer if she wants to without putting her body into shock. That's really important, that we don't shock our systems.
Okay, so why are you selling it for $99.99?
Stop.
$99.99?
I have it listed on our website for $10.
Why? Why are you selling it for $10?
Because when someone is invested in something, they take it more seriously. And I want women to be invested in their health. There you are, right there. Look.
He's Valor. He's a cute guy. Okay.
So just jumping back into the husband's perspective here for a minute. What can husbands do to support their wives? If the wife is saying that she wants to try out this fasting thing and she wants to put her health first, which I honestly think is a big struggle for women for moms specifically, to think that they're worth it, to think that
or even just put themselves first.
To put themselves first at all. I think moms oftentimes feel like it's selfish, and it really is not, right? Because putting yourself first, your health, your energy, the way you feel for your family, like those are all things. I want to be healthy for my family.
Right, like you were saying earlier, if you're unable to run and jump and play with your kids, then your kids are going to suffer from it.
Yeah, exactly. So what can the husbands do to help with that?
So the biggest way that you can support your wife when she's fasting is meal prep, making the food, cooking, and also not making things and eating things that she really enjoys in front of her during those days. having some self-control and waiting until the day that she is eating to prepare that thing so that she can enjoy it too. That's a couple really big ways.
That really helps me on my fasting days because I know that you are taking care of the meals.
Yeah.
And that makes it's definitely easier to not have to cook the food. If you don't have
preparing the food, cooking the food, and cleaning up the mess afterward. All of that is included in what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And even if you have older kids who are able to step up, like it should be a whole family thing, right? Like everyone understands this and everyone wants to help support mom while she's doing this. And if you don't have a husband that's able to help out in that way, and if you don't have older kids that are able to help out in that way, maybe on the days that you're eating, you just make a double batch of food for those days so that on the fasting days, the kids have snacks and leftovers to eat.
Smart.
And we always have boiled eggs in the fridge. I mean, I still love boiled eggs.
Even cold ones?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my kids always know they can go grab a healthy boiled egg snack no matter what day it is. Okay, what are some other ways that a man can just help his wife during this time?
So I think building up your wife, telling her that she looks beautiful, telling her that she's doing great, encouraging her, giving her affirmations like you should be doing when she's pregnant, like coming back to that pregnancy parallel.
Not trying to like put food in her mouth.
Yeah, is anyone doing that?
Yes.
What?
You know who you are if you watch this.
Oh
It was a joke. It was a joke, but yeah.
Don't do that. I don't know who you are and I don't know what she's talking about. Don't do that.
Something special that you do for me is like a lot of times you'll just make me tea or something. Like you'll make sure that I'm staying hydrated. You might just toss me a water bottle or something. And because sometimes I forget.
What would you say to a mom who doesn't think that she can do it?
That doesn't think that she can fast?
Yeah, fast, doesn't think she has the time, can't come up with the meal plans.
I mean...
First off, go buy your guide.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can do it. It's not hard. In fact, it's actually nice to have a break from having to like eat, honestly. Like even to think about like, okay, I'm making dinner and I'm doing this. Like hopefully you can get your schedule kind of like in the guide, like I have different schedules for what days you want to fast. And like you can totally just simply plan it out. It doesn't take any thought hardly. You just know like I'm eating this day, I'm not eating this day. And you can do it. And even if you think like, oh, well, I've tried fasting before, I felt horrible. That's why I made this guide. Because if you jump into a fast and your body is not prepared for it, or if you've been eating a bunch of carbs and then you jump into a fast, you're gonna have a really hard time. So in the guide, I talk about why it's really important to fill up on protein before jumping into any kind of a fast, and the other things that you need to nourish your body with leading up to the fast. So there's things like that really make a huge, huge difference.
Along with the guide, you created a place for people to come and talk about their journey, share their experiences. Can you share a little bit about that?
Okay, yes, good. I'm glad you remembered that. So in the guide, I included a link to my private Facebook group. It's mainly just for the women who have purchased my guide and we're going through and we're fasting together.
So you're not giving this to all of your subscribers?
It's not open to the public. It comes along when you get the guide. And yeah, the link is there. And so I'll post like inspirational little quotes or whatever, pictures.
Can these ladies also post in this group?
It's a total community of other women and other moms who are all fasting together. Some women are fasting on certain days, other women are fasting on certain days. But it's a place where we can all encourage and motivate each other because it's so, so helpful when you have a community and you don't feel like you're doing it alone. And people will post in there, like the women will post encouraging things like, I just lost 3 pounds, or just encouraging stuff like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the information is in the description of this video. And if $10 is too much for you, please just send me an email. My email's down below and also in the description, and I'll get you a free copy.
I think that just about covers everything about this topic.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to share or say or...
I think I would just remind people again to go watch the testimony video that I did about this, so you can actually see the some of the before and after videos and pictures, and I'll make sure to link that video to this podcast also. But yeah, ultimately, thank you for sitting in on this conversation. I hope it was interesting. I hope that it motivates someone. I have not arrived. I don't want it to seem like I'm at this place. Like, I'm in the middle of this health journey, and so I'm just inviting other women, other moms to join me as I'm doing this. And so if that's you, get the guide, join our Facebook group, and you can start with us.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yes, it's exciting. Don't wait. Just let this be the season of change for you.